Welcome all YouTubers who watching this episode, and my name is Andrew, and I'm representing the channel mlaautomation. And who is first time, please hit the subscribe button and the like button on the screen. And on this channel, you will be able to find awesome info topics in programming. Currently we are learning PHP, and today's episode related to series of videos about design patterns in PHP. And this time on our board is going to be a decorator, the pattern who belongs to structural patterns, and he is also very popular. Before we spoke about the facade, and this one decorator also has popularity around the developers. And what his analogy, let's talk about this. Let's say you have your own car service. This provides various services. How do you invoice clients? Can add consistently services and their cost and in the end you will get the total amount to be paid. Here each type of service is a decorator. So for example, in other words, in the nutshell, the decorator pattern allows dynamic behavioral of an object at runtime by wrapping it in the object of decorator class. So let's take a look about the Wikipedia. What Wikipedia describes in this case: decorator pattern allows you to connect additional behavioral to an object without affecting the behavioral of the other objects of the same class. The pattern is often used to adhere to the principle in a single responsibility, as it allows you to divide the functionality between classes to solve specific problems. Uh, so we're going to consider right now. We're going to take a look and consider example. Let's say coffee as an example. We just implement the interface. So example from the live. We have a coffee shop, and we have different type of coffee. We have coffee with the milk, with the sugar, with different additional flavors, and depends on what the user and or consumer is going to use to like. Here we prepare the object with the specific type. For example, coffee with the milk, and the price on this coffee is also going to be differently. So please take a look on the screen, and you're going to see interface coffee, which has only two public methods: get cost and get the description. Now we have a simple coffee a class which implements this interface. It means he should have at least two methods: public function get cost, which returns 10, and also he has a get description, which returns simply coffee. Now we have another class which is called milk coffee, which also implements the interface coffee, and he has a protected property coffee with the constructor, which receives as argument, we receives the object of coffee interface. And we implement this object coffee to our property coffee, and it will be available during all everywhere where we're going to use this class milk coffee. So now we have a get cost where we using them also method. So we have a method get cost, which is returns updated get cost of coffee plus 2. So logically thinking, it should return, since coffee object has from previous class has also method get cost, and those method returns 10. So 10 plus 2 we receive 12. So 12, we remember it and we're going forward. Now we need to take to attention get description, which we see inside this method. We working with the get description of basic coffee, and we adding additional information as a string milk, that it becomes that becomes this basic description, and milk as additional option. So now we are looking on the whip coffee, which also implements coffee interface, and this has the same structure as milk coffee. And what we're doing here, we making the same all steps. So we are using construct, we're using get cost. Only difference, get cost of this method is has an additional information as a cost plus 5. So we have a get description of object coffee, get description plus whip. Now we have a vanilla coffee, and the same class has the structure the same as previous classes, with an updated price and updated description. Now we came to execution. We came to the final stage where we creating the object of simple coffee. Now take a look, please. We printing the information from the get cost and get description on basic simple coffee. Then we creating the object milk coffee, and inside this milk coffee object, so we the object simple coffee, we are passing to milk coffee as argument to the object milk coffee, and then we printing the methods get cost and get description of simple coffee, not simple but milk coffee, with updated price, and it's going to be not 10 but will be 12. As you remember before, we in the method of objects in milk coffee, we updated get cost plus 2, so 10 plus 2 receiving 12. And then get description has information simple coffee and also plus milk. Now we have the same for the whip coffee, but the difference is we pushing to as an argument to this object as a milk coffee, not simple but milk coffee, and as a milk coffee here we passing it to whip coffee, and we now we have get cost 17 and the get description simple milk, comma milk, and then comma whip. So the same for the vanilla coffee, we passing whip coffee to vanilla coffee, and now we have a get cost price 20 and they get description simple coffee, milk, whip, and then vanilla. So in the you see such a way the allows depends what client would like to have with additional flavors like vanilla, milk. The price on the end price is going to be different, and this is the beauty of this pattern. Since depends on situation, we can update our object and we can add additional price, additional description for the object from the same family class as a coffee. So now we want to do next. We want to execute this code and to see how it will be in the result, in the end of our process. So to launch this code, to execute this code, we need to use Ctrl Shift and F10. When we do this, we should choose our PHP version. This is going to be 7.4, and now we applying this interpreter and launching the code, and we see information simple coffee, then going the milk coffee, then simple coffee milk, and then whip, and etc. So this like this how this pattern works. Now we're going to take a look at the difference between the composite. Before we learned about the composite pattern and also about this decorator. So how to make this Composite pattern allows you to build a hierarchical structure in a way that allows your external code to view the entire structure as a single entity. So the interface to leaf entity is exactly the same as the entity for the compound entity. For the essence is that all elements in your composite structure have the same interface, even though some leaf nodes and others are entire structure. User interfaces often use this approach to allow easy composability. Decorator pattern allows the entity to completely contain another entity, so that using the decorator looks identical to the contained entity. This allows the decorator to modify the behavioral and the content of whatever it is encapsulating without changing the outward appearance of the entity. For the example, you might use Decorator to add the login output on the usage of the contained element without changing the behavior of the contained elements. And what the difference between the decorator and the adapter? A decorator attach additional responsibilities to an object dynamically. For example, adding sugar in the coffee. Adapts interface of existing class to another interface. For example, electrical adapter. When to use? Using the decorator you can wrap objects countless numbers of times, since both target objects and decorators belong to the same interface. The result object will get a stacking behavior of all wrappers. Ending part. Decorator great to use with the Laravel or Symfony framework. He's quite popular. Recommends to understand how to use. So thank you everyone who watched to the very end of this video. Please place your questions and comments to the area below of this video. I'm going to take a look and answer on them. If you still have have questions, don't hesitate. Please place them to the comments, and also I'm open to any suggestions and any ideas how to prepare better, how to provide better content, and looking forward to see you on the next video. Wish you all the best. See you. Bye bye.